Alright guys, welcome back to Rogue Mystic Divination. I do appreciate you turning in, and this is going to be a hump day pick a card reading, and I'm going to go ahead and put 3 down for each stack this time, and see where we can go from there. And I have a hair wrapped up in everything, because why not? I have multiple hairs wrapped up in everything. I don't know, I guess that's the long-haired heathen kind of way of life, right? But, that is 8:30, that's going to drive me nuts, but hey, here we are. Welcome back to Rogue Mystic Divination, and like I said before, this is a hump day pick a card reading. I am going to be doing, for September, trying to see how much traction I could get on this, but, I am doing introductory offers on doing 1 and I think it was 5 card readings. So look below in the comments to see how to get a personal reading from me and see how to contact me, where to, how all that's going to go. I'm going to have that in a comment below along with a couple of other links in a comment. So be on the lookout for that. I am still putting out the what the hell reading for Sunday, so be on the lookout for that. I do like doing those, but I'm still kind of getting the hang of how I want to word them and everything. So those are 7 card readings, and given the need, I will pull more cards for those to answer those 7 questions, but I'm going to get out of that now, and because I have cards trying to jump. And we're going to go into this hump day reading. See if we can get this stuff spaced out right. And hopefully I will have the links below also to each pile when this video goes up, so that you can just pick it from the comment below, so you can just go directly to the pile that you want. But whatever's going on for you, whatever answer you may need, this is what these pick a cards are for, and here we go. So for pile 1, we're going to have the 3 of Cups, so gossip, and somebody may be overindulging in fulfilling their own wishes because, you know what, let's see what the 3rd card is first. We have the Devil. Okay, so this is kind of a lot of party hard kind of energy with the 3 of Cups, the Star, the 3 of Cups in reverse, the Star in the upright, and the Devil in the upright. Someone may be deciding to exercise their shadow self and kind of do a little bit too much of a good thing. And it's going to lead to gossip. It's going to lead to people talking about, well, why are they doing this? Well, I heard they did this, and this is why, and they got a little out of hand. And this sudden indulgence could be because you've been holding back a lot. There is a chance that you could be seeing somebody do this because they have the opportunity. They have the paycheck, they have the tax return, they have the cash on hand to be able to indulge in something, and they don't really want to acknowledge that anybody else is going to have an opinion about this, whichever side this is on, that you happen to be on, pile 1. But right now, they don't care if somebody comes in and kind of tries to clock them on it. Like, not hit them, but like clock them on the fact that they're doing too much and they need to be a little bit more responsible and do things a different way. However, everybody's version of responsible is different, and there's nothing wrong with self-care. Beware if you are watching somebody do this and all they're doing is taking care of themselves. All they're doing is doing what they need to do to get through the day, and it's kind of like seeing somebody go out and buy fast food. It's like, oh, well, I didn't know they had that kind of money. You don't know what their schedule is like, and if you're not in their shoes right now, that may be the only viable option that they have at that moment. This could also be you facing this kind of ridicule. It's like, oh, well, why do they get to do that? Why is this happening that they get away with doing this and that? And it's almost as though there's someone watching somebody else and seeing a very, very small part of what's going on, and it's almost a little dangerous that that's as far as they want to look. So if you are seeing somebody do something, or hearing gossip about someone doing something, take it with a grain of salt. You don't necessarily know the entire situation, just like somebody else is not going to know the entirety of your situation or what it is that you're going through or dealing with. You know, often enough, self-care can look indulgent to some people because they think that everyone needs to do stuff for them. Everyone needs to sacrifice for them. If they're doing something for themselves, well, that's just wrong because what about them? And yeah, so consider the source if you hear any of this gossip. Consider the fact that someone may be trying to create a history that isn't there, and that's going to be dangerous for that person because eventually it will catch up to them, and they won't be considered a trustworthy narrator at some point. And it's probably going to be the most important point for them. So here we go for pile 2. For our hump day reading, we've got Ace of Swords in reverse, the World in the upright, and excuse me, and the Queen of Cups in the upright. So for pile 2, you could find that you are dealing with a communication that just will not go right. It doesn't matter how you explain it to somebody else. It's like they're on a kind of delayed reaction kind of transition for some reason. Like they don't understand it whenever you first tell them, and then you tell them again, and they repeat it back to you, and they're still not getting it. And it's like no matter how you tell it to them, they're not understanding what you're saying, to the point where you almost want to be brutally honest and say, oh, say that you're tired of trying to explain this to them, and if you may be rethinking a situation, like, do I even really need to have this person involved here? You could find that with the World coming up and with the Queen of Cups coming up, you're going to do yourself a much better service by just handling it yourself rather than trying to communicate your idea or your wishes to somebody else. Almost like isolation or isolating anybody else from dealing with this is going to benefit you, because if you look at the World, she is isolated in that wreath, and she's kind of keeping the outside energies away from her because she's already complete. She doesn't need anything else to be involved in this. She doesn't need any new energy to be involved in this. And while you're rethinking this and trying to gain clarity yourself, it could almost feel chaotic, but it's because you're still trying to justify having somebody else involved here. However, do not forget to show yourself compassion and realize that as much as you may want it to be a different way, it's better off for you, and it's much more comfortable for you to deal with this almost in kind of an isolation kind of a way. That way you only have to deal with how you deal with the information, and you don't have to worry about anybody else kind of scrambling the message along the way. So now moving on to pile 3. We have the Four of Swords the Knight of Swords, and the Queen of Wands. So please keep in mind that with this, I call the Four of Swords the kind of kicking kicking a dead horse, or the let sleeping dogs lie kind of card. Now, especially in the reverse, it's definitely more of that energy where we need to stop kicking a dead horse. It's in the coffin. It's in the sarcophagus. You know, this is literally a picture of a sarcophagus and different issues that may have been left undone. Different ideas that this person was trying to stand for, but the only thing that can happen with these situations right now is other people to contemplate what they would have done and how they would have handled him, because he's dead. He can't do anything about this anymore. And somehow, someone that's totally removed from the situation is stressing out about it. Now, with the Knight of Swords, it's almost as though there's this energy that's trying to go back and fix something, but like I always say with the Knights, they are on a mission for somebody else, and with all these swords in the Four of Swords card, he's trying to take this idea and maybe redo it or travel a path that somebody else has already traveled. Finish a mission that somebody else didn't, and as ambitious as they are, it really is as though they have a suit of armor on because they have an idea of what they're fighting against, but they're not doing it for their own reasons. They're doing it because they have been charged to do this, and as much as you may be able to kind of combat these issues, combat these things that have been going on, or because they've already been done, it's kind of like using the Simpsons to predict the future. You know, if you've read anything about that, or seen anything about that, the only thing that the Simpsons do is go back 20 years and see what was happening on this day 20 years ago, and likely the same thing is happening again. You know, they're just taking kind of that hero's journey kind of idea to common events that happen in the country that they're doing they're doing the storyline in, right? And humans repeat themselves. They repeat other people's mistakes. They repeat their own mistakes, and it is just kind of like an endless repetitious cycle. So you could find that if you're trying, especially if you're trying to clean something up for somebody else, or you're trying to communicate on behalf of somebody else, you're not going to get an answer because the other party is not there. um, and I say that you may be doing this because with the Queen of Wands coming up like this as the last card there, excuse me, it's almost as though you think because you are fueled by the passion and the energy, you can move things forward because she is in the present, but she's looking at the future and deciding what it is that she wants it to look like. She is deciding what it is that she wants to nurture in the future, what she wants to help grow in the future. So there may be a purpose to this somehow, but it may be a kind of self-serving purpose to go back and kind of clean up this mess that's already there and that other people have abandoned. Because that really feels like that's what this could be too, is that other people have abandoned this issue because they don't see the purpose in it. If you go back and try to fix this, ensure you know what you want to get out of it. Ensure you know what it is that you're stepping into and what you hope to get out of it. And right now it looks like you're going in with a lot of energy. However, you may not be going in with all the information. Just going in with the information that you're handed may not be enough to get this to where you want it to go, but That being said, there may be a way for you to get that other information. It's just going to be a little bit of a battle to do so. So, thank you guys for tuning in to Rogue Mystic Divination and the Hump Day reading. If you watched all 3 cards and to the end of the video, thank you very much. And please be sure to check out dailies and for your sun, moon, and rising. And also check out the What the Hell reading that I put up on Sundays, which answers 7 what the hell questions, and it should help you kind of figure out where you stand, where the situation stands, and what is it you should and should not do about a situation. So whatever's on your mind. And there's currently 3 of those up. Episode 4 of season 1 will be going up this Sunday, and I hope you guys enjoyed this reading and that you enjoy the other readings that you find here. Thank you again for tuning in, and I will see you guys tomorrow.